But like a day, my name is Mighty Wereball. Welcome back to Danganronpa. We are halfway through the class trial of who killed Nekomaru. We have discovered that the building itself is the ultimate weapon. I believe that Nekomaru has been pushed off something high, or the height of the elevator has been used to kill him. And we are seeing more romance, if you want to call it that, between Sonia and Gundam, which I'm all for. Anyway, we're going to carry on here and find out what Monokuma has decided to start calling Monomi. But,
Why, hello there! I thought of a bad word to call Monomi.
Oh, I can already tell I won't be pleased by this.
Then let me say it right away.
I'm already...
Oh, wait, no.
I'm already used to insults and slander. There's no way I'll get hurt by a mere word.
Monomi is a seriously stoofatly.
That's more straightforward than I expected. Stoofatly, huh?
Tisk tisk tisk. That's not it. That's not it at all. Stupid, fat, and ugly. The perfect jet stream attack incorporating all three of these would be, ta-da! Stoofatly.
How, there's a fat hidden in there?
Okay, everyone, all together now. Monomi is a serious stoofatly.
Great. I'm glad we all took part in that. Okay, trial is back on. Let's see.
Hello, I hope your day's well. I'm trying to force myself to be more energetic, or else my mental state won't be able to keep up. My heart's thumping like crazy. I might as well have a laid-back so-what attitude and go ahead with high energy. Yee-haw! But be careful that your batteries don't run out, for various reasons. And just like I say each time, don't forget to save frequently.
Thanks, Monomi.
I never expected the funhouse itself to be the ultimate weapon. Oh well, let's just press on ahead.
Is it really alright to accept the situation so easily?
I mean, that's not what is important. The thing that's really important is the killer who used the building structure. Like, who's Nekomaru's murderer?
You're really okay to believe the building is the weapon. Nagito said it, you know.
There's no way I'd lie at such an important moment. I don't want to die either.
What happened to the bastard who kept saying how much they didn't mind dying?
He's right. There was a time when I thought I could become a stepping stone for your hopes, but I will sincerely retract that remark.
Retract?
I'm disappointed too, you know. If this was a murder for the sake of hope, I'd happily sacrifice myself.
You say such falsehoods per usual. There is no such thing as murder for the sake of hope. Murder is simply murder. Forcibly sacrificing others for one's own desires. Even one as diabolical as I would avoid such actions.
I see. That's fine. Let's just leave him alone and find out who killed Coach Nekomaru as fast as we can. Just so you know, it's not like I'm getting hungry or anything, you know.
I can't, eh? You're drooling waterfalls. Nagito, as usual, I can't tell what he's thinking. I have no idea if he's serious or not.
Anyway, if the killer used the building structure, why don't we think about how they used it? How they killed Nekomaru? It might be better if we clarify the cause of death first, don't you think?
Nekomaru's cause of death, huh? Blunt force trauma. He was horribly damaged, as if he was beaten senseless with a blunt object. But if he was beaten with a blunt object, it wouldn't be a kill that utilised the building structure. So, what was Nekomaru's cause of death that only utilised the building structure? Falling! That's it. I think he might have died from falling.
Died from falling?
If the funhouse's secret was that it's a structure where both towers and houses are vertically connected, then the killer made use of its height and caused Nekomaru to die from falling.
Are you saying they pushed him off? Where did they push him off from?
I don't know yet.
Huh, don't just make things up when you don't know the method. Where in the building would you even be able to push someone off in the first place?
It might be possible in the tower. You could push him off the 4th floor when the elevator is on the 1st floor.
But you forget how the elevator functions. When it's on the 1st floor, the door on the 4th floor won't open.
Saying you die from falling is truly incorrect. You should burn in the flames of hell.
Why are you being so against this, Gundam?
But my gut's going crazy right now.
It's probably diarrhea. If Nekomaru died from falling, where did the killer shove Nekomaru from? If I'm going to reach the truth behind this incident, I need to solve that mystery next. Words, Wereball. Words. Good night button, contact elevator alarm, broken doorknob, strange feeling in the tower. Okay. Then the elevator's on the first floor. You can't go through the door on the 4th floor. It's impossible to shove off the victim from up there. Then how about this? After locking Nekomaru inside the elevator, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor and made use of the drop. Hold on, did you forget the elevator has a sensor? Good night button, that one. I missed it! There we go. That sensor should only work if something is moving. If Nekomaru wasn't moving inside, the elevator sensor wouldn't have detected anything. Could it be his sleep mode? When Nekomaru's goodnight button is pressed, all of his functions shut down and he enters sleep mode. If he's in sleep mode, the elevator sensor wouldn't have noticed him, right?
I see, so that's how.
However, even if they moved the elevator in that manner, Nekomaru would have just moved along with it. There would have been no drop for him to fall and die from, yes?
That's what I was about to explain before Kazuichi interrupted me.
Silence, pest!
Now you're calling me a pest?
A way to create a drop inside the elevator while Nekomaru is still in it. Chiaki seems to have an idea, but what way could that be?
Hog tie the sumbitch.
Wire, that's what I'm assuming is going to be. If you arrange it in a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator. So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right? That arrangement is the hammer is suspicious. No, it's not. Isn't it all the time we went over the pillar again? No. What about the oil on the floor? No. The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious. Yes, it does. Is that what I'm supposed to shoot? How about we all shut up and listen to what Chiaki has to say? Silence, pest. Don't be so cold. What if I start to enjoy it? Oh God. Wait, good difference. Is it the wire? I combine that with the fact that the only elevator floor was was tied up. That's right, but hanging it from there. So it is the doorknob. Okay. Close the doorstep, try arrangement. So it is basically how I surmised in the last episode. Oil on the floor. That one. Consent. Didn't the doorknob have scrape marks on it? That might have been where it got scraped by the wire.
Is that the same wire that was tied around Nekomaru?
The tip of that wire was tied to a loop. If the elevator moved, well, that loop part hung from the doorknob.
If they did something like that, he would have been suspended in midair.
That's right, he was suspended in midair.
Huh?
The killer tied up Nekomaru with the wire while he was in sleep mode, tied the tip of the wire into a knot, and hung it on the doorknob to the 4th floor. With that, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor of Grape Tower. Sleep bubble. And suspended Nekomaru in the air.
That's right. He was so well hung. Kinda like...
You better not finish that sentence.
The killer took advantage of this elevator's unique feature. Only the floor moves. By doing that, they created a drop so Nekomaru could fall to his death. What are you complaining about, you plum?
So what if they created a drop? There's no way you could just make him fall and die with just that.
Why?
If Nekomaru was suspended in midair like that, then how do you get him to fall?
I mean, the broken doorknob kind of makes it fairly obvious that's what's happened, numbnuts.
Because even if he's suspended in midair, he won't die if he doesn't actually fall.
Oh, this sword fighting bullshit again. Wire? I don't know. No one in the tower to push him off. Why? My controller stopped working. Why is my controller stopped working? I agree with what Kazuichi is wondering. It seems certain that a difference in elevation inside the tower is used to kill Nekomaru. I need to find the answer and counter Kazuichi's remarks. Yeah, but why is my controller just stops working? No, it's working now. Why did it stop working there? That was weird. It doesn't mean someone had to push him off. It's possible he fell off on his own. Fell on his own. No, it's not wire. Okay. I'm not the type of character that gets thrown off by messed up rubber. So what is it then? It's no use. I can't cut through Kazuichi's rebuttal. I need to think this over one more time. So what was it then? Maybe it's fell off on his own. What other ones were there? Tripped over a pillar. Nekomaru should have been asleep. Oh, the alarm timer. Balls. I think I got it. Thanks to Kazuichi, I think I figured out how the killer dropped Nekomaru. Alright, if I use this evidence, I should be able to break through Kazuichi's remarks too. Fill on his own. No. Boom! There we go. What do you think would happen if Nekomaru woke up while he was suspended upside down in midair?
What are you saying? Like, how would he even wake up?
He has an alarm built inside his body. As long as it was armed, it would have deactivated his sleep mode. Which means the killer set the alarm before they suspended Nekomaru. If you woke up from an alarm and realised you were hanging upside down and had no clue why, if something like that happened to you, you would start panicking a lot, right? Instinctively your body would start moving. Nekomaru probably did exactly that.
And then, in order to make him fall from the force he was generating, the wire was hung on the tip of the doorknob so it would easily slip off. In actuality, the scrape marks caused by the wire were near the tip of the doorknob, right?
But Nekomaru didn't fall because the wire came off, right? He fell because the entire doorknob came off.
When Nekomaru awoke, he must have struggled much more than expected, which caused the doorknob to break off.
Was that unexpected for the killer too? Well, that's probably it. If they knew it would leave behind evidence like that, they would have at least tried to do something to cover it up.
The killer didn't expect the doorknob to come off. The reason that even happened was because...
In that case, I shall use my full power! Oh!
With a fierce roar, Nekomaru put all his power into grabbing the doorknob with both hands. But... clatter, clatter, clatter.
Hey, not yet. Here it comes. The incredible strength of 1 million horsepower. Go!
Wait, isn't it creaking? If you break off the doorknob, we'll be stuck here. If that's really what it was, that's fucking bad in your throat. When that's the clue Nekomaru left for us to find.
I see. So that's how Nekomaru fell to his death.
Do you finally understand now?
Yeah, it appears it's just as Miss Sonia said. I'm just a pest. No, I'm not just a pest. I'm a total fucking pig. Isn't that right, Miss Sonia? If I'm a fucking pig, you can say so.
No, I believe you gave it your all.
Hey, why aren't you teasing me anymore?
This guy, he gets off on this.
So thanks. Moving on. So thanks to that alarm, Nekomaru ended up falling while he was still hanging upside down. That doesn't mean he just crashed straight into the floor, of course. You know that too, right?
It doesn't mean Nekomaru crashed straight into the floor. The moment Nekomaru fell to the floor, the only thing I can think of that happened to him was he collided with the pillar. And possibly cola came out of his eyes. When Nekomaru fell to the floor, he ended up colliding with the pillar. Isn't that it?
Finally, the pillar!
So that's how the pillar shattered, and my oil was spilled all over the place.
See, I told you the pillar was the weapon. My gut was totally right. Well, the pillar was a bonus. It's not even clear if the killer intended that, or if it was just coincidence.
At this point, it's quite difficult to find a clue that will lead to the killer. Then what about the alarm? I'm positive the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m, and if we map it out from there...
Hold on, baby gangster.
Stop calling me baby gangster.
What did you just say? Did you just say the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m?
You didn't check it yourself? Nekomaru's alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nah, that's impossible. Because even though I slept in a little, I still got to the tower at 7 in the morning.
Now that you mention it, so did I. There was no way I could be late for Monokuma Taichi, so I left the Grape Tower right before 7 a.m. See, that works into the whole somebody's played silly buggers with the clocks.
And if we found Nekomaru's body there, it wouldn't It would have been before the 7:30 a.m. alarm went off.
It appears that another contradiction has been birthed. How were you able to discover Nekomaru died at 7:30 a.m. when you went to the tower at 7?
That's what I want to know.
Another mystery I don't understand. Seriously, it's just one after another. But I can't choke up at a time like this. Just a little more and I'll be able to reach the truth. There should definitely be a clue to breaking through this contradiction. Not now. Naked arguments. Radio clock, I think. We headed for Grape Tower before 7 a.m. I am certain. But the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest was set for 7:30 a.m. Nekomaru died because of that alarm, right? His time of death and the time the body was discovered, one of those must be an illusion. The killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru. That's it. Thank you, Akane. No, the clock inside his chest was a radio clock, so it would have been impossible to mess with.
So you're saying there's no way the killer could have tampered with the clock? Maybe the clock Miss Sonia saw was the one that got tampered with.
The clock inside Grape House?
No, I checked all the clocks inside the funhouse.
Oh, that's what I asked you to do. So you really listened to me and checked all the clocks.
And because of that, I can confidently declare that all the clocks are the same time displayed.
If there's no possibility that the time was tampered with, then we must doubt that human's testimony.
Please believe me, we're not lying.
Then maybe it's a misunderstanding.
I never misunderstand. I'll crush you into dog food.
This time-related contradiction, I don't think I should doubt the testimonies. I should doubt the clock. There's no mistake that something was done, but what was it? Perhaps we've overlooked something. Maybe we're misunderstanding something. Which clock was messed with? How was it messed with? And why didn't we realise it? Think. If I focus and think, I should be able to find the answer to that mystery. Oh, it's not going to be one of these ones. Oh, no, it's a logic dive. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Logic dives are fine. I'm just going to sing, fucking talk to myself while it's all sped up because not much else to be bloody going on right here right now. And we're done with this bullshit. Break. Complete. Finish. Caputo. You said you checked all the clocks inside the building. Isn't that right for you, Hiko?
Yeah, none of the clocks had the wrong time.
But what if all of the clocks had been messed with?
What? All the clocks?
So even if you checked all the clocks inside the building, there's no way you would have noticed it.
I see. So the killer messed with the time inside the whole building by changing all the clocks.
So that's what it was. There's no way I would have noticed that.
This is truly fantastic. Now's not the time to be pleased. More importantly, how much was the time off?
She's right. That's the main problem. How much was the time off after the killer messed with the clocks? If there's something that could be used as a standard for measuring time, that should be the clue. Alright, I need to find that. I'm going to reach the truth in one go. It was... whose testimony was it that they saw... Was it Akane? No, it wasn't Akane. It would have been Fuyuhiko's account, because he saw Nekomaru leaving. Right? Yeah, he saw them going down the stairs, so that would have been clearly 7:30 a.m. Problem is, what time would 7:30 be in our time? Are there any clues that can be used to narrow that down? If only I heard the sound when he fell. You did? No, wait, hang on. Oh, it was a canny sound that... Oh, God Christ. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I think I know what it is now. Fuyuhiko's contact the elevator and sudden appearance, alarm timer. Akane's account, because she was the one who heard the boom, right? And I did as well. Consent. Break. That's right, we should have heard the sound he made when he fell. Wasn't it that rumbling noise? Rumbling?
I thought it was just an earthquake, so I went back to sleep. Was that the sound from when Nekumaru fell?
Well, a huge body fell from the 4th floor to the 1st, and the pillar fell with it. It's obvious we'd hear the impact sound.
We heard that noise too.
It was when we were gathered at the Strawberry House Lounge. What is it, Sonia?
Oh, well, that sound never heard. I did not hear it at all.
Huh? You probably didn't hear it because you were sleeping.
I could not sleep at all. I was awake the whole night with hunger pangs.
There's nothing to worry about. What's important is that rumbling noise anyway. If we use that rumbling noise sound as a reference, we might be able to figure out how much our time was off.
I heard that sound probably around 5:30 in the morning.
Huh? You can tell?
I instantly woke up and left my room. That's when I saw the clock in the lounge. Excellent work, Akane. If that rumbling sound was heard at 5:30 a.m, it's like the answer to how much our time was off is literally right in front of me. 2 hours. 2 hours. And how come she never heard the rumbling? Nekumaru's alarm went off at 7:30, and if we heard the sound of his impact at 5:30, that means our time was off by 2 hours.
2 hours? That much?
We were starving pretty badly. There's no way we would have noticed.
Plus the fun house has no windows. There weren't many Monokuma announcements either.
However, for what reason did the killer alter our perception of time?
The reason is obvious. So they could lure out just Nekumaru.
Lure out only Nekumaru?
If you messed with the clocks and used a specific thing, you'd definitely get Nekumaru to the tower alone, right? From there, the killer's plan was a splendid success. That's all it means.
Besides messing with the time, the killer also used a specific thing. If they were trying to lure out only Nekumaru, then that specific thing is the alarm clock, right? The clock's alarm. No, the Tai Chi, but fucking his alarm needs to go off too, right? Tai Chi. That's it. The killer made use of the Monokuma Tai Chi activity in the morning.
How did they use it?
We were required to go to Grape Tower every morning at 7 a.m. for that activity, right? But if they messed with all the clocks inside the building, what would that do to us?
We wouldn't be able to attend on time, but that wouldn't affect Nekumaru. His radio clock had the exact time.
That's right. In doing so, the killer was able to lure him to the tower by himself at the precise time.
Then would I witness Nekumaru early in the morning?
If I recall, you witnessed Nekumaru around 5 a.m. And if that time was also 2 hours off, it would have been 7 a.m. Yeah, that's pretty much it. At that time, he was heading over to Monokuma Tai Chi, right on schedule.
I see. Now that I think about it, I realise what Monokuma meant when he said those words.
Too early. He didn't even ask you yet.
Jeez, how outrageous. I honestly didn't expect everyone to ditch Monokuma Tai Chi, but it turned out like this after all, so I guess it can't be helped.
When you said everyone, you were including us, right? We thought we came to the tower on time, but in truth it was way past the meeting time.
Oh, jeez. That's... well, how should I put it? What was it? You know, tripping over a foot, or something like that.
Are you talking about tripping over someone else's fault?
Wrong! Too bad.
Lie, I'm right.
That's not it. It's incorrect.
That's definitely the correct answer. You always get so stubborn like this.
Let's just ignore the peanut gallery. Now that we've found out how the killer lured Nekumaru, the number of suspects has drastically decreased.
Huh?
Hey, how would that decrease the number of suspects? Don't be a friggin' liar. You'll know I'm not lying when you listen to what Fuyuhiko's going to say next.
Huh? What the hell do you mean?
You witnessed Nekumaru going to the tower, toward the tower. Did something else happen after that?
Are you talking about the alarm?
Alarm?
A little while after I witnessed Nekumaru, the clock in the Strawberry House Lounge started going off. Plus it was just before that rumbling sound occurred. That's it. So that's what it is. If Nekumaru died when the rumble happened, then whoever doesn't have an alibi at the time is a prime suspect.
Really? Was there anyone who didn't have an alibi at that time? Ah, remember now. The sound was so loud I couldn't help bolting from my room. But there was one guy who never left the lounge. We were both on the same floor. It's pretty weird that bastard never came out of his guest room.
Which means that person does not have an alibi for when Nekomaru fell.
Who is it? Who's the bastard?
It's whoever doesn't have an alibi for that time, right? Who doesn't have an alibi for that time? It's obviously... you. Right? You don't have an alibi, because... I'm gonna go with you. That is you. The one who wasn't there, it's you, right, Nagito?
That's right. Nagito wasn't there. It was just me, Gundam, and Fuyuhiko.
You didn't come out, even though the alarm was going off like crazy.
You weren't...
You weren't in your room, were you?
If that's the case, where were you?
Please say something.
If you don't hurry up and answer, I'm gonna suicide dive you. If I may be frank, even if I wanted to go to the lounge, I couldn't.
You couldn't? What do you mean?
It's merely the fullest talk of the week.
Not only did I not hear the alarm, I never even heard the rumbling sound.
He couldn't?
You're definitely fucking lying.
However, that's also true for me. It's obvious that I did not hear the alarm in Strawberry House. But I did not hear the rumbling sound either. Is that not strange? I mean, everyone else heard it. Why? Why aren't they hearing it? What's... Wait. The rooms they were in. The fancy rooms were soundproof, right? Who had the fancy rooms? No. Oh, I know who it is. No. God damn it, no. I'm not gonna say it. God damn it, no. To be honest, it's not just them. The same goes for me too. Huh? Oh no, that confirms it. I know who did it. Oh no. I was in a pretty deep sleep, so I thought that's why I couldn't hear it, but it wasn't that. I probably couldn't hear it at all.
Couldn't hear it? What does that mean? You still don't know? Think about what the three of us who didn't hear a sound have in common, and I'm sure you'll figure it out.
The only people who didn't hear the rumbling noise were Nagito, Sonya, and Chiaki. The secret is what these three have in common. No. Oh god, I don't care about this. What's... Okay. Oh, I am not liking where this is heading. Nagito, Sonya, and Chiaki, the three of you were staying in deluxe rooms, right? If I recall, the deluxe rooms are...
The guest rooms are divided by quality grade. The deluxe room is soundproof and has excellent air insulation. The standard room may have so insulation, but still pretty decent. And the crummy room has severe airflow and draft problems.
The reason we could not hear the rumbling noise...
That's right. It was because the deluxe rooms have superior sound insulation. You actually noticed that. Nice catch, Hajime. Are you using your ultimate reserve corps student talent? Now then, you guys must understand by now, right? The true identity of Nekomaru's killer. Oh, hold on a sec. Why does that lead to who the killer is? Why? Well, that fact just now is a very important clue and a decisive factor in identifying the killer.
Decisive factor?
Somehow I feel
like I understand what Nagito means. If I think about the features of their guest room, that person's actions are clearly strange because that person might be the killer. Is that what it means? I don't want to do this. Why? Not Gundam. Why, Gundam? Why could you do this to me? Gundam, there's something I want to ask you. When the alarm rang at Strawberry House Lounge, you rushed over there too, right?
What's wrong with that? It's the bell of catastrophe, rings throughout the night. It is the universe's providence to stop it.
Why were you able to hear it?
Hear what?
I mean, you were also staying in a deluxe room, right? Nikito was staying in a deluxe room in the same house on the same floor, and he couldn't even hear it. So why were you able to hear that alarm?
Huh? Now that you mention it.
Gundam? There's only one possibility. You weren't in your room at the time. That's why, even though you were staying in a deluxe room, you still went to the lounge. Am I right? Gundam? You have some sort of explanation, right?
Gundam probably couldn't return to his room because of Fuyuhiko.
Me?
After you saw Nekomaru heading to the tower, you stayed at the lounge for a while. Am I correct? Until that moment, the alarm started ringing, right? If you were in the lounge for that long, the killer who had left earlier obviously wouldn't be able to go back.
Even though Nekomaru's murder was a death trap that utilized the alarm in his chest, the killer still needed to prepare the murder in advance.
Like putting Nekomaru in sleep mode and tying him up with the wire.
In order to do that, the killer needed to be waiting for Nekomaru at the tower. Which means when Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru, the killer was already at the tower.
And once they tried to go back, they couldn't because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge.
In their original plan, the killer should have returned to their room before the alarm in the lounge went off. And they were supposed to stay in their room. They weren't planning to come out and go to the lounge. Which means they wouldn't have heard the alarm or the rumbling sound, thus proving they were in the room. Just like us.
The best case scenario would have been if those two rooms in the lounge had gone to check the deluxe rooms. After all, if they personally saw the killer sleeping in their room, it gives the killer a stronger alibi. Unfortunately, they failed to secure that alibi.
Because I was in the lounge. Just a sheer stroke of bad luck.
So the killer couldn't go back to their room and ended up hearing the lounge's alarm. Hey, what are you doing?
This raucous is louder than the supreme ruler of the netherworld bellowing for a sacrifice.
Don't go making all that noise so suddenly.
But why'd you come out? You should have hid till the excitement died down.
If Gundam tried to hide, and if those two went to his room to check on him, he would have been found out. That would have been the worst possible outcome. That's why he couldn't just stay hidden.
If those two had just checked the deluxe rooms as planned, that would have been ideal, but how ironic. The moment Fuyuhiko set foot in the lounge, your plan was doomed.
Gundam, please, can you at least say something?
Answer me this. Including myself and my 4 dark divas of destruction, how many ears do we possess?
Huh?
The answer is 10. That's right, I possess 10 ears. That means I have 5 times the hearing of a normal human. The soundproof system here may as well not exist.
Is that your argument?
You bastard! Do you understand the situation you're in right now?
Do not panic. The truth shall now commence. At the time, I left my room to go to the bathroom. By coincidence, I heard the alarm. That's right, that's all it was. The world is always so simple.
Are you saying it was just a coincidence? Isn't that timing a little too perfect?
And yet, I'm being suspected by all of you. It seems it was actually horrible timing on my part.
I see. You're still holding out. Well, you don't have to admit it. We're going to decide who the killer is with the majority vote anyway. So, why don't we just go ahead and start voting? It's obvious that Gundam is the killer.
Hold on a sec.
You know, Hajime, this class trial, this killing, it's merely the opening act, you know.
Hey! What do you mean the class trial is just the opening act?
Perhaps I should say it's just a farce. Just a boring farce. So boring, so stressful. I'm so painfully bored that I might develop stomach ulcers. Seriously, let's just hurry up and finish this before I collapse from poor health.
Nikito, something definitely happened to you, didn't it? At some point during the investigation, your behaviour became even weirder. What actually happened? Did you discover something?
Well, let's just leave that fun for later and finish this opening act already.
You said opening act again.
Please hold on. We have yet to hear Gundam's rebuttal.
but he's completely shut up. Perhaps he can't argue anymore.
Gundam!
I was simply at a loss for words after being dumbfounded by your pathetic assumptions. In fact, I shall deny the very basis. Your assumption has been wrong since the beginning.
Since the beginning?
Based on your assumption, I hung Nekumaru from the 4th floor of the tower and made the floor descend to the 1st floor. From there, after returning to Strawberry House, I was present when the alarm at the lounge went off, correct? Although going to and fro is busy enough as it is, how would I be able to travel between both houses anyway?
I see. The contact elevator was broken.
As I recall, the killer tampered with the Grape House control panel, which shut down the elevator. Plus, the stopped elevator should have been facing the Grape House side. If so, the human who used the elevator would have left it at Grape House. For these reasons, it is an undisputable fact that the killer destroyed the elevator at Grape House.
And what's wrong with that? If the elevator was broken at Grape House, you wouldn't have been able to return to Strawberry House.
However, I was already at Strawberry House. I was present when the alarm in the lounge started ringing. Which means your assumption is clearly wrong.
Are you serious? And here I thought it already been decided.
Have you learned your lesson, pitiful humans? You cannot overcome this contradiction.
That's wrong. When something is obviously wrong, that's when a contradiction is born. There's no such thing as a contradiction that can't be overcome. Yep, that will be Nagito's testimony, right? No? I thought it would have been that elevator was, good night button, the only means of travel between the two houses. Well, that's wrong. Good luck's alarmed. As long as the elevator was broken, your assumption collapses. Plus the elevator was broken at Grape House. The killer cannot be returned to Strawberry House. Since I was at Strawberry House at the time, there's no question that the following crime is impossible. It would have been different if they had an accomplice or a secret pass. Damn it, how much longer do you plan to lecture me? Why don't we stop this already? I'm guessing I have to steal that one at the end and then use it for the only means of travel. I think. That's basically how I accomplish. Steal it. Thank you. I think that's right. Secret passageway. Yes, right. Okay, let's see if I'm right here. The elevator was the only way to travel. Boom! Gundam buddy. You're breaking my heart, dude. No, there should have been another way to move between the two houses without the elevator.
Such a method does not exist.
Then why don't we ask the person who actually used that method? Where are you, buggerlugs? What did be you? Nagito, you should know.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Don't play dumb. You appeared so suddenly that one time because you used that method, right? Nagito, why are you here?
Because I showed up.
There's a secret passage connecting the 1st floor of Strawberry House to the 3rd floor of Grape House. Isn't that right?
Geez, once again I let the reserve course show off. But you're right, there's a door on the floor of Octagon, which is on the 1st floor of Strawberry House. After I opened the door and went down, surprise, surprise, I ended up in the Monokuma Archive, which is on the 3rd floor of Grape House. Meaning, the 3rd floor and the 4th floor are actually connected. Plus, once you've cleared the final dead room once, you can pass through it as many times as you want.
If they used that secret passage, they could have gone between the two houses as much as they wanted. Oh, what's your contradiction, or what's your argument going to be now? This again.
However, what if the killer was unaware of the existence of the final dead room?
There's no way they didn't know.
That is merely an illusion you have fabricated from your own suspicion. If you value your life, you should stop with your scrutiny.
There's no way I can stop.
What did you say? Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Wire, trip to repair fragments, timer, broken doorknob. Even if the turbine... Oh, Christ. Don't know which one it's gonna be. God. Oh, God. Cross the road, I've got hammer buttons there, don't I? Hammer the button! Okay. I already proved a secret passage exists. The secret passage was at the Octagon. I know. You say the killer went to the Octagon. Don't bark, you cur. If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom of blind confusion, at least pray something which devils in the light. He probably means try providing the evidence that the killer went to the Octagon. If that's the case, I should have it too. The key which dwells in the light that will break through the darkness. Oh, wait, oh crap, didn't mean to do that. Pillar fragments, clock's alarm timer, broken doorknob. The wire, because where else are they going to get the wire from? Right? Yeah. Same with the hammer. Yeah. They hardly pulled the wire out of the backside now, did they? The wire used to strung up Nekumaru's body. The hammer that looked like the weapon, and the chain on the door in the tower. Those are all items that weren't in the funhouse. Where did the killer obtain them?
The only place I can think of is the Octagon. There were various weapons and tools there. I'm pretty sure I saw stuff like wires, hammers and chains too.
Since those items were used in the crime, there's no doubt that the killer went to the Octagon. If that's the case, they obviously know about the secret passage too, right?
It seems this is the end. Normally we just end up listening to Hajime lecture us with a very long summary of the case. But there's no reason to waste any more time on this opening act. So I'm going to end this right now.
Hey, what are you... Excuse me.
First off, by messing with the clocks in that building, Gundam tried to lure only Nekumaru. The elevator was probably broken by that point. Thanks to that, Nekumaru wasn't able to go to Grape Tower, which was supposed to be the meeting up point. So he tried going over to Strawberry Tower. Just like we did when we found out the elevator was broken. Well, it's obvious he'd attempt that. At the same time, we didn't know the two towers were exactly the same place. Also, the button in Strawberry Hall wasn't broken, so he was easily able to enter Strawberry Tower. But surprise, Gundam was waiting for Nekumaru's arrival.
Hold on. If Nekumaru didn't go to Strawberry Tower, what would the killer have done then?
Their plan was a balancing act of uncertainties, but even if they failed, they probably wouldn't have minded. They can just greet everyone the next morning as if nothing happened, and come up with a different plan.
And without such a risky plan, they wouldn't have been able to lure him at all.
I'm going to continue summarizing the case, okay? Through this, Gundam successfully lured Nekumaru to Strawberry Tower. There's no way he could fight head-on with the robotic Nekumaru, so by pressing the goodnight button, he rendered Nekumaru powerless without fighting him.
Hold on. What did you say? That I didn't battle?
What's wrong with that?
Don't mess with me. Don't mess with me. I cannot ignore those words.
Why are you angry all of a sudden?
You fools. Do not understand. You do not understand at all. Ha! You make me laugh. After all this time, you still don't understand anything at all.
I don't understand anything. What does that mean?
It appears I cannot finish just yet. Maybe I'm just a human destined for hell. However, I cannot finish just yet. I cannot finish!
What do you intend to do?
It's obvious. I'm going to destroy your illusory assumptions.
Are you saying you still have more? You still have room to argue?
Your words. You said I pressed Nekumaru's goodnight button. However, that button was on the back of Nekumaru's neck. To press it, I'd have to get behind him.
It's not easy to get the drop on Coach Nekumaru. It was his hamsters, wasn't it? It was his hamsters. It's even more difficult if it's a one-on-one situation.
Just as I thought. Truly frail, succumbing so easily to that simple argument. It was just a mere illusion. If you want to set me up as the killer, at least surpass your own human limitations.
That's wrong, Gundam. You're the one who's wrong.
Such a wonderful line. However, I cannot say that I'm satisfied. Listen well. I shall teach you 2 tips for making someone admit their defeat. First, you must crush them with your own overwhelming power. As for the other, you must provide a reason that will persuade that human. You have not fulfilled either of those yet.
I guess you really don't want to admit it. Then, just as you requested, I will provide an argument that will leave you no choice but to be persuaded. Is this final argument time? No, it's the panic talk. Okay. This go-go revolution or dance-dance revolution. Very exciting. Very, very exciting. Miss! Miss! Lies. It's the controller. I hope for Danganronpa 3 they've streamlined, or they've come up with mini games that's slightly more enjoyable, because yeah, I know I keep harping on about the mini games in this and how poor they are, but it really does kind of take out your enjoyment from the game when it's just a tedious, yeah. Anyway, sorry Gundam, I don't want to do this, but whoa, why would you kill Nekomaru? You better have a good reason for it. Negative. Oh, what's going on? Okay, yeah, it's gonna. I'm hitting it and missing it at the same time apparently. The 4 dark divas. Don't mess with a hamster. They will mess your day up. Even if you didn't get behind Nekomaru, you should have been able to have pressed the button on the back of his neck. As long as you had the power of the hamsters you keep with you.
Oh?
Are you seriously saying he used his hamsters to press the button at the back of Nekomaru's neck?
Of course, that'd be impossible for a normal hamster, but it would have been possible for Gundams. In fact, we saw that with our very own eyes, right? Of course, when they pressed the button early on.
Emissary of evil, in accordance with our ancient contract, the time has come to lend me your aid. Pierce through, Supernova, Silver Fox, Sandy.
Chur. Click. Ah, it pressed the button.
Truly, this is the skyline lamentation art of the demon mouse. Soon the door of destiny shall open.
Now that you mention it, after Ibuki was killed in the music venue, one of Gundam's hamsters retrieved a piece of wallpaper from the baton lighting, right? Hey, with your friends and their exceptionally smart brains, it must have been possible to secretly get one of them behind Nekomaru and press the button on the back of his neck. How about it, Gundam?
Not just myself, but you actually brought up how splendid my subordinates are. I have no recourse but to admit it.
Admit it? Did you say you admit it?
It appears I've obtained a one-way ticket to hell. Fine, then you must trample me underfoot in advance. Victory can only be built upon a foundation of corpses. You cannot find peace without sacrifice anywhere. Now trample this life. Trample it as though it were mere trash on the side of the road. Pull the curtain strings of this worthless performance with your own 2 hands.
Whew. Closing argument. Okay. Stock 1, broken handle, confused looking man, woke up at cellar set from Christ, that made me lightheaded doing his voice there. Okay. Man woke up, he's stepping out, he's got fire, he's gonna press the button, sends him to sleep. Changes the alarm, hog ties him. That one there. Breaks the doodad, presses the button, goes up, laughing, chaining the door. That goes alarm thing, so that's there. He wakes up, that breaks, he falls, and then he is deaded. And that's that one there. So the strawberry clock is him faffing about with the timing, which is over. That one. No, not that one. Right? Oh, wait, the alarm. That one? No. Next one. I was doing so well. Last stock. Okay, so we'll go back to here. Have to press the button, place the hammer. Vehicle can't sleep. Breaks that. Breaks. Is that one there? No. No. Okay, he wakes up. That one. So that's the clock then. Then he goose steps down, or it looked like he's goose stepping anyway. Press the button. Then he breaks the doodad, and then he places the hammer. Done. Let's go over over how many tricks the killer prepared before they committed the crime. First, they destroyed the contact elevator. This separated Nagito and the others in Strawberry House from our group of Grape House. Next, they lured Nekomaru out by himself by turning back all the clocks in the funhouse by 2 hours. Additionally, in order to secure an alibi, the killer went to Strawberry House, a lounge, and set the wall clock's alarm to 5:30 AM. After finishing their preparations, the killer went to Strawberry Tower with the necessary tools in hand. They obtained these tools from the octagon, which you can enter once you clear the final dead room. This means the killer discovered the secret of the funhouse faster than anybody else. That secret being Strawberry House and Grape House are actually the same building. On the morning of the incident, Nekomaru woke up and headed over to Grape Tower for a specific reason. There, Fuyuhiko, who was at the lounge by coincidence, witnessed Nekomaru. According to Fuyuhiko's testimony, that was around 5 AM, but by that point the killer had already messed with our perception of time. In actuality, Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru at 7 AM. That's also the same time Monokuma Taichi begins. Nekomaru went to Grape Tower to participate in that. However, because the contact elevator was broken, Nekomaru was unable to go to Grape Tower, so he decided to try going to Strawberry Tower. But the killer was waiting for him there. He sent his mighty army on him. With the power of hamsters, they were able to press the goodnight button on the back of Nekomaru's neck. This forced him to enter sleep mode, rendering him immobile. From there, the killer began preparing to use the ultimate weapon. First, they set the alarm in Nekomaru's chest to 7:30 AM so he'd wake up. Then they tied him up with a metal wire, tied the tip of the wire into a loop and hung it on the doorknob. After leaving Strawberry Tower, the killer then destroyed the door button to Strawberry Hall. They did this to keep us from entering Strawberry Tower, and to keep us from discovering the secret of the building structure that they used to kill Nekomaru. Then they used the secret octagon passageway to travel to Grape House. After arriving at Grape Hall, they pressed the button to open the door to the tower. When that happened, the elevator-like floor of the tower began descending, and Nekomaru's body was still inside, dangling upside down in mid-air from the wire. The killer entered Grape Tower to see if their setup was successful, and placed a hammer on the floor to look like the weapon, then wrapped a chain around the back door. This was done to make us falsely believe we couldn't enter the tower from Strawberry Hall. With this, the killer finished their setup and tried to go back to their room using the secret passage, so they could craft their alibi when Nekomaru died from the fall. But something unexpected happened. Fuyuhiko, who saw Nekomaru earlier, was still at the lounge. As a result, the killer couldn't return to their room, and with no options available, time ran out. The lounge's wall clock alarm started ringing at 5:30. Well, actually 7:30. To avoid a worst case scenario, the killer was forced to appear in front of Fuyuhiko with the others. When the wall clock's alarm rang, that was also the same time Nekomaru was waking up. He woke up while he was hanging upside down, so he couldn't help but sway his body powerfully. Originally, the loop of the wire was only supposed to slip off the doorknob, but because there was heavier load than expected, the doorknob ended up breaking. Nekomaru fell from the 4th floor all the way to the 1st floor. He crashed into the pillar, which decapitated him on impact, and died. The sound of Nekomaru's body impact echoed throughout the funhouse. However, by this point, the killer's plan was about to fail, thanks to the broken doorknob and Fuyuhiko. Meaning the killer is someone who wouldn't have heard the alarm if they were in the deluxe room. They also wouldn't have been able to return to their guest room because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge. That someone is Gundam Tanaka. I can't think of anyone else but you.
Splendid! That was splendid! For a mere human you did quite well.
Stop. Stop it already. Stop using weird words to avoid the truth. Or I'll friggin' kill you myself. I cannot believe it. I just cannot believe it. You killed Nekomaru. I cannot believe something like that.
You don't wish to forgive me? Do you feel regret? Then finish it. Cast your impure votes for Gundam Tanaka. My beloved deadly foes, let the voting time begin.
Oh. What a terrible day for Rain. Why Gundam? I was hoping he would survive till the end. God damn it.
This result isn't all that exciting. Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote. Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? Please pull the lever. No. Crap, I bit my tongue at the most important part.
Okay. Our survey says poor old Gundam. I say poor old, he did kill someone. However, he seems to accept it quite easily.
Well, it'd be better if I bit my tongue again, so I'll speak slowly. Judging from the results, you guys were correct once again. Getting 4 in a row without any mistakes is a splendid achievement. That's right, the one who killed the robotic Nekomaru in the amazing funhouse was Gundam Tanaka. Yay! I said it all without biting my tongue.
Now that we've decided who the killer is, let's do the execution already and get this over with.
Hold on. It's true the class trial is finished, but that doesn't mean the incident is over. We can't finish it until we hear it from Gundam.
No matter what he says, it won't change a thing. Well, I have no right to stop you either, so do whatever you like.
Why do you want to talk to the one who is lost? The loser merely leaves. It would be unnecessary for me to say something. Is what I would like to say, but for honour's sake I shall correct one thing.
Correct?
You guys said I made Nekomaru powerless without fighting him. That, however, is a great mistake.
Huh?
Nekomaru did fight. That is no mistake. And because he fought, he lost and died.
Lost and died?
If he was trying to cling to life, there are many ways he could have done so. However, he did not allow that.
What do you mean? Explain.
Fine then, I shall reveal it all. Within the final dead room, I discovered the secret of the funhouse. And I devised a killing plan utilising that secret. By tampering with all the clocks in the building, I succeeded in luring Nekomaru to the tower. And this is what happened. Nekomaru and I were alone in the tower, standing face to face with one another. I should say I expected as much from Nekomaru. He sensed my subtle killing intent and instantly understood the situation. And we had ourselves a stare down. In that situation, if he wanted to run away, it would have been easy for him to do so. He could have run away, or even called for help. But he did not turn his back to me. Instead, he chose a fight that risked life and death.
A fight that risked life and death?
He was serious too. He gave it his all to try to kill me.
Huh?
If I had died instead, the mystery surrounding the case would have been even more complicated. You would never know why I, the victim, went to the tower by myself. Nobody would know that the victim, me, was actually the one who planned the whole thing.
Nekomaru really did that?
Sensing even my subtle killing intent, as expected of you, Nekomaru.
This scorching, stinging, tense atmosphere. I've been a team manager for so long, I'd nearly forgotten this. This is great. What a comforting atmosphere.
That's a great line.
And what is your reason? Do you intend to resolve this situation by killing me?
I am the warlock Gundam Tanaka. Heroes, lords of darkness, and even the gods themselves flee from me. I need not cling to any trivial reason. I am simply going to kill you because your very existence is an annoyance.
You'll drench your soul with evil until the bitter end, huh? Splendid! In response to your spirit, I shall kill you with all my might. I won't go easy on you. Don't even think about holding back. Don't waste your breath on cowardly tactics. Give me everything you've got.
Nekomaru Nadai, your blood will drench the foundation of my empire.
Why? Why did you fight? We're all friends. Why couldn't you stop this? Even if both sides agreed, it was still wrong.
I will not argue. I have no intention of forcing my values upon you. However, I must say this. What's the point of living if you're just waiting until you finally die? There's nothing courageous about that. That is abandonment, a mere feeling of resignation.
Wait, are you telling us to just wait until we starve to death?
I'd rather have that happen to us than have our friends kill each other.
Huh? Do you mean that you'd rather die?
Ever since we were locked inside that building, everyone has been dominated by that feeling of abandonment. However, nothing is born from resignation. That is simply a reason to give up. Giving up on life, that is an insult to life itself. Have you fools heard the term dog eat dog?
Cannibalism?
In zoology, cannibalism is a commonly observed phenomenon. Many creatures at some point in their lifespan engage in cannibalism. That is what it means to live. If you say killing for the sake of living is evil, then what would you call giving up on life itself? If a world would consider that justice, then I will fight that world with every last fibre of my being. Giving up on life and choosing death is nothing but a blasphemy towards life. It is a violation of the natural order. It is the arrogance of humanity.
Are you saying all that to try and justify what you did?
But it sounds like Nekomaru felt the same too. That's why they fought, right?
Ugh. That man had the courage to die when he needed to die. That is why he challenged me in our battle. Regardless, as I've already said, I do not intend to force my values upon you fools. I have betrayed you all. That is the absolute truth. But even so, don't you think it's a better alternative to slowly starving to death here?
That belief is why you committed your crime. Hey, what about the final dead room? Did you do the Russian roulette too?
Unlike Nagito, I only did it once, but compared to my battle with Nekomaru, that was mere child's play.
You know, after listening to you talk for a while, I'm starting to think that, well, it's also because you unexpectedly admitted your crime without much resistance.
Gundam!
Oh wait, Gundam, don't tell me you didn't sacrifice yourself for our sake, did you?
I can't believe you would ask such a foolish question. Just who do you think I am? I am Gundam Tanaka, history's greatest monster. My cursed existence is feared by all mankind. There's no way I'd sacrifice myself for the sake of you fools. Not in a million, not in a billion, not in 10,000 billion years. In the name of pandemonium, it is impossible.
Is that it? Then I'll just leave it at that.
Now then, let us be rid of this foolish talk. It's about time the fun started. Monokuma, let us begin.
Yay! Got it! I have prepared a special punishment for the ultimate pre-die, Gundam Tanaka.
Please wait. This is just too much. Please, Monokuma. Please help Gundam.
Miss Sonia.
Please, I beg of you.
Sonia, an act as unrefined as stopping a man from going to his death does not befit a noble such as yourself.
Gundam.
It's fine to start for reals, right?
Yes, I do not mind, however. What is it, my four dark divas of destruction? Are you worried about me? Oh, my four dark divas of destruction, that is not like you at all. However, there is no need to fear. In this world, I am only a temporary visitor. I was simply visiting for a moment, and now that my duty is complete, I must return to the darkness. That is why, until the very end, pride, conceit, courage, insolence, fearful of nothing, daunted by nothing. Let us laugh uproariously. That is Gundam Tanaka. I shall stick with my evil until the very end. Open sesame, Pandemonium. I shall fill hell with true hell.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time.
Oh, he's such a bro, Gundam. Best character. God damn it. Gundam has been found guilty. Time for the punishment. Why is there fruit on these animals' heads? Gundam Tanaka Stampede, Ultimate Breeder. He's gonna get trampled to death. And he's still got his wee hamsters. Aww. Okay, what's he up? Where'd he pull the stick from? Okay. What's happening? What was that all about? Even gets a good execution as well. So much for going to hell. Oh, what happens to his hamsters though? What happens to the divas? Gundam! No! No! Even after Gundam is gone, the spirit of his parting words still linger deep in our chests. Don't give up on life. Did I misunderstand what he meant? Then what's the right thing to do? I don't know. No matter how much I think about it, I don't know if I'll ever be able to answer that. Damn it. Damn it. I'm so pissed off. I need to throw something. You all spent so much time worrying about each other, and thanks to that, things ended up like this. You're all full of shit, every last one of you. But the biggest piece of shit is me. Damn it, why am I so weak? It's such a downer, clearly. But still, even though we feel this way, we still gotta do our very best. You are right. This time around we must move forward. We must continue to live and believe in our friends. If not, Gundam will most likely crawl his way out of hell, and I presume he will be very cross with us. You're right. You're right. We shouldn't just stand here. I mean, it's not like this is over. We still have to do it. We still have to finish this. For the sake of our friends who have died, we need to finish this once and for all. So, don't just stand there. Stand up and walk. Move forward. Live. If you don't, everyone who fought and died will have died in vain. We can't allow that.
So how long are you guys going to stand around chattering? The class trial is over, so it's okay for you to hurry back over to Jabberwock Island. However, the killing school trip will proceed as usual, so make sure you know that.
Hold on. How much longer are you going to keep doing this?
Seriously, how long is he going to keep doing this? How long is this going to continue? Now then. Alright, after feeling down for so long, I finally feel refreshed. Let's hurry back and eat some food. Hold on a sec. That mood shifter's too damn fast. Well, you know, It's like Gundam and Nekomaru said. That's what it means to live, right?
Huh, she's certainly something else.
But seriously, I'm starving. Then, let's go back for now and eat. And then, after we're full, let's sleep as much as we want. And then, let's do our best again. Yeah, you're right. Oh, with this, the class trial has come to an end, and once again we return to Jabberwock Island. The size of our group has definitely diminished. But despite that, even if it was just the rest of us, we did our best to stay upbeat and have fun together. Of course, our optimism was only superficial, but at that moment, we were able to forget about the dark despair looming before us. However, the only thing I was worried about was him. He wasn't there. He suddenly disappeared from our sight. What's he up to?
Yep, I'm definitely lucky. I never expected to obtain so many valuable things for a simple game of Russian roulette. Thanks to that, I was able to learn the identity of our true enemy. Before everyone else, too. But it's just too funny. I mean, no one could tell that I was lying. There's no way the file had just Hajime's information. I guess they were too busy with other matters. Or maybe they've reached their limit. Regardless, I was saved. Things would get complicated if they found out. Anyway, I can't forgive this. This should never be forgiven. There's no way I can let this run loose. I'll be the one who stops this once and for all, even if it costs me my life. For the sake of hope, I cannot ignore this.
All right, Monokuma has arrived. Who summoned me?
Thanks for coming.
Why, it's the lonely little Nagito. Are you all alone tonight, too? So what's up? Your face looks scary.
I see, so you can tell.
Ah, perhaps you found out who the traitor is.
You know me well. Is it what I'd like to say, but unfortunately, I haven't learned that yet.
I see. So even you don't know, huh? Looks like the final showdown is going to take a little more time. So why'd you summon me anyway? Were you finally going to confess your love?
I summoned you because there's something I really need to ask you. It's about the special prize from the final dead room.
Oh yeah? What about it?
There was information about 16 people in the file I received. But isn't that weird?
What's weird?
Well, there's a traitor from the Future Foundation hiding among us, right? Including that person, the total number of students would be 16, right? But this file contains documents that were created at Hope's Peak Academy, right?
That's right. I should reuse the stuff that the former headmaster spent a lot of time making.
If this file even contains information about the traitor, was that person also a former student of Hope's Peak Academy?
I wonder.
Could it be? Is this your doing? Did you slip false information into the file? Were you trying to keep us from learning the traitor's identity by obtaining this information?
What's wrong with that? If it's my job to heat things up, it's okay if I do something small like that, right?
That's not my point. My point is, you already know who the traitor is.
What's wrong with that? Well, you're splendidly correct when you say I know who the traitor was all along. But even though I know who it is, why do you think I ignored it on purpose? It's just like Bonomi after losing her magic stick. The traitor's existence means absolutely nothing to me.
Their existence means nothing, huh?
Well, that's just how I feel. I'm sure you guys feel somewhat different. After all, that person is the evil Future Foundation lackey who's putting you guys through this awful stuff.
That's not entirely true. I didn't really come here to fight or anything like that. Instead, I came here to offer my cooperation, you know?
Cooperation?
Your purpose is to fill everyone on this island with despair, right? That's why you're intentionally letting the traitor do as they please, right?
Yep.
If that's the case, I may be able to cooperate somewhat too. However, in exchange, I want to know who the traitor is.
I see. Interesting. Very interesting. Obviously that's a big no-no. I mean, I want to make everyone in your group feel despair. That includes you too.
Well, I knew you would say that.
Besides, I just wouldn't be able to handle the sadness of when you inevitably betray me later on.
Just as I thought, you saw right through me. No matter what situation I find myself in, my core way of thinking will never change. In order to create absolute hope that shines brightly, stepladders such as myself in despair exist.
You're right. You're a true believer of hope, after all. I must say, that belief reminds me of that person for some reason.
Reminds you? I don't know who you're talking about, but if someone as worthless as me reminds you of some other person, they must be extremely unlucky.
But you're just as unlucky, right? I mean, the fact that you're even involved in something like this.
Am I? I actually think I'm very lucky.
Huh?
Wouldn't you say that coming across this much despair is rather a rare opportunity? I can't rely on anyone on this island. That's why I have to be the one who does it. If I can eliminate despair from this island, I won't be a stepladder anymore. I'll become true hope. I'll become an existence that could even be called ultimate hope.
There's already one of those about.
The two of you are alike. You definitely remind me of him.
Him being Makoto, right?
Hey, there's one more thing I want to ask you. Who are you waiting for on this island?
Huh?
Looks like I'm right again. You're definitely waiting for someone on this island. Is the person you're waiting for already on this island? Well, answer my question.
If that's the case, if that person is already on this island, wouldn't that be exciting?
Are we talking about Junko again? Is Junko on this island? Is Junko about to burst out of this box? 5 days left. Okay. 11 hours, 13 minutes. Chapter 4, Do Ultimate Robots Dream of Clockwork? Finished. Surviving students, 7 left. Oh boy, not many. To be continued. And with that, I'm going to leave that episode there. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, always keep it loud, keep it heavy. And we'll see you all in the next episode.